Saturdays. Little practice. Little practice. Obviously, Jaime was awesome in the first half. It's our high turnovers for the season, but Arizona State, I give Coach Hurley credit. What he's done this year to be able to put this team together with 4 transfers at the start, and for them to have, they got 20 wins, 19,
20.
For them to have 20 wins, he's just done a great job this year. But obviously, Tiger had role on the offense. So.
With what you said about tournament play,
Yeah.
what happened at halftime in the second half? Was that like what you want to see? Because you turned up your level of game in the second half tonight. It was another level.
Look, the most irrelevant thing on this sheet is the halftime score. Teams that lose, how they start off the sentence. We had them at halftime. We were up at halftime. The team that wins doesn't talk about the halftime. The halftime scores are wrong. So it's a 40-minute game, and your effort and your commitment to doing winning things, defending, rebounding, take care of the ball, getting good shots. You got to be more committed than the other team for 40 minutes. Teams aren't just going to come out and not play their 0. And Arizona State's a really good team. Darren Savino on my staff grew up with Bobby. Heard literally went to school together, carpool. Their parents shared the rides from like K through 12. So he showed me, Bobby said the other day, and I said, I agree with him. Like our league, Oregon had major injuries. Colorado's got wins over Tennessee, somebody else. Arizona State beat Michigan 20, they beat Creighton. Oregon was hurt early, Washington State was injured. To me, USC, once they've gotten all their guys, they're as good as anything. To me, they're as good as anything. And I'm talking about teams that are ranked 10th in the country. Not too many teams got 2 players on offense as good as those 2. And they get tough athletic defenders, so I hope this loss doesn't hurt Arizona State, because in other leagues, teams lose and they move up in the rankings. And in our league, it's if it's so easy to win here, nobody's done it with fans in like 3 years. Since my first year, right, to Stanford. So you can't hold this against them.
Earlier in the week, we're kind of joking about your coach's paranoia about the team's competitive edge. Did that kind of loom with you that first 10 minutes or so?
I'll be like that. The day that I'm not sharp on the edge where I gotta be, who it is, right? Al Pacino. When I'm not sharp on the edge where I gotta be, worried about everything, it's time to walk away. So that's just, but also I know Arizona State's really good. They're good. They really are. They're a 10-deep team. There were 9 today because Nunez was, I guess he still had the concussion symptoms. So it's not like we've made it look easy in the Pac-12, with our 17-2, but Arizona State's good. It was so easy, then why didn't Creighton and Michigan?
And just last one, the offensive rebounding, 20 offensive rebounds, 18 second chance. What can you talk about?
Yeah, I thought Amari was tremendous with his offensive rebound. Obviously, he had 9 rebounds. So, and I told him, look, you got to go. It's just an area where we lead the league, and it's originally won the league. We lead the league in offensive rebound percentage. Jalen Clark had 1 rebound at halftime. He had 10 in the second half. We had a little talk at halftime.
With what you've talked about the Pac this year, is your feeling that should you win the game this weekend against Arizona, you have earned a #1 seed in the tournament?
I'm not getting into it. I'd like to be in the West. And I'd like for my team to be treated the way they deserve to be treated. That's all I'm saying.
1 game left. Do you feel like Jaime is should be Pac-12 Player of the Year?
I would hope so. I mean, best player on the best team in the league. Again, my dad worked for the Braves for 30 years. Even Terry Pendleton won MVP 1 year. Baseball guys like that.
Yeah.
Dodger fans probably disagree with whoever won that year. But I mean, look, Tubelis is a great player. He's had some big monster games. All right, guys, thank you. Oh, go ahead.
Two quick ones for me. I believe this is the second game all season you've had more turnovers than your opponent.
Yes, that's correct.
That's for Alan, there's Tim Rose, and he's with Jaime. Ben knows, Ben says, well, we had 18 more points, so
Yeah.
I'm going out to dinner.
And on a lighthearted note, where's the emotional gas tank gauge after a game like this heading into your last home game of the season?
You got, look, when you got good kids or good players, and they play with a sense of urgency, you got a real chance. You got a real chance. But you know, something you got to keep your eye on at this time of year. You can't over practice. You got to make sure you're mentally focused. We have big goals. If you don't dream big, you'll never make it big. So, you know, that's how we look at it. So, you know, we talk about, you know, we can be 20% better if we're better off the floor. We rest better, we get more treatment, we stretch better, we work with our strength and conditioning people, our training staff. We're more committed to watching college basketball on the couch and studying the game instead of, you know, studying the UCLA campus and co-eds. You know, everything we can do to be better. And part of that, like Jalen Clark talked about on Rock Runners, you know, we don't need to be worried about ticket requests and everybody trying to get in Saturday or the rest of the year. You know, we need to let families handle all that stuff. We all need to stay and keep our eye on the ball. Because, you know, the more you win, the more all that stuff comes around you. Everybody wants a piece of it. You know, it's distracting. Kids need to worry about basketball and going to school. They do go to the #1 school in the country, so it's not easy.
Hey, Mick, Crystal Rich, sorry about that. I know you're anxious for dinner. Just one last quick one for you.
Sorry.
In that first half, there's a bunch of turnovers for both teams, really.
Yeah.
But the difference was you guys were able to score 21 points off of their turnovers versus them only being able to convert 5 off of your turnovers.
And
How
it
big of
ended
a
up-
difference was that?
And it ended up 29-16. Biggest difference in the game. We had some bunch of steals for Lakers, which was huge. Easy baskets change games. So, look, when I was younger, with hair and not the same wardrobe, I coached in the Big East in 2009, 10, 11. Those, you know, I coached for 7 years, but those years, the years where it was 11 teams in the top 25. And you had to figure out how do you not, you on the road, how do you just have a chance to be in the game? You cannot give the other team easy baskets. It starts with taking care of the ball. When my teams started making NCAA tournaments, I don't know if it's been 12 years in a row or whatever it's been, we started doing a better job taking care of the ball. Back in those Big East days. And that's when you can't go on the road and give us 29 points off turnovers. It's just, you know, you're almost like, here's 20 points in the first half, and then try to beat us. If they would have done that, they really had us, to be honest.
Thanks, Mick.
You got
Speaking of better wardrobe, nice suit.
Much better wardrobe than UCLA. As I should.